Hi, I'm Evan.
And I'm Cassidy.
We were in a piece of our life where things were just hard in different aspects, and I decided one night to go to Barnes& and Noble and went to a section where they were selling Bibles and just kind of thought to myself, people find happiness in this somehow and I just feel lost. But I grabbed a Bible and came home, and shortly after that, Cassidy looked at me and said, I want to go to a church. I want to find a church and go there in January. Like, let's go.
And I think it even started before that. A few months prior, we had gone out just for a trip to North Carolina. And Evan and I like to read. So I was Googling things to do in Charlotte. And this library came up. And I remember being like, oh, it's got good ratings. We should go check it out. Maybe we can buy a book. And we walk in, and it wasn't a normal library. It was Billy Graham's library. So we walk in, and everybody was really nice, and it didn't look like a library. It was kind of like a tour of Billy Graham's life. And this really sweet woman led us on a tour. We tried to tell her, like, oh no, we shouldn't be here. We kind of messed up. But she led us on this tour, and as we were leaving, she prayed over us that we would, find Jesus and come back to our faith. And then we come back, and like Evan said, we were kind of just going through some struggles. So I Googled Christian churches in Cranston. Hope Church came up, and we actually were able to watch service online before we even walked into the church, which was really nice. Yeah, I remember walking into the first service in person, and there was just, you're singing worship songs, which is something that I wasn't used to. And there was just I think it was the Holy Spirit just like working through me, and I felt like crying and I just felt a lot of peace. We found Jesus.
I think in every service I went to, it kept getting brought up, go to a small group, go to a small group. Maybe 4 weeks in, I signed up for a small group. I was brand new, and the leader of that group waited at the door for me that night when I showed up and introduced himself and then introduced me to the group. And that was huge for me because it rooted me in somewhere where I had a connection with other people who are more mature in their faith and were able to kind of answer some of the hard questions or answer where I was kind of at, and that was extremely helpful.
Eventually I did find the Women's Bible study and met some really amazing women and was able to read through the Bible with them and just learn more. Yeah, I just found more peace, and I found who I am. It's just really nice to have Arlo too. He loves going to church. It's very cute for him to be like, every outing he's like, are we going to church? We all pray together. Arlo and I will do our devotions in the morning together. And so it's just, yeah, it's brought joy, like together, like all as a family.
I feel there is a sense of peace, but there's also these emotions that I feel Christ has pushed through me. Like this, sometimes I get these feelings of overwhelming sadness, in a way of like, I want to pray for others. Other people need Jesus. How can I show them this? And so I feel like Jesus has worked his way into me and been like, feel this. Like, I want you to feel this spirit, right? Because it's hard to even explain. I can't really fathom where it came from. And not that it's a coldness to a warmness, but there's something else that has stirred in here, that has been placed in here because of me choosing to walk with Christ.
Don't you love that story? I wonder who the Evans and Cassidys are in your circle of influence. And it's for this reason we have this vision here at Hope Church to radically change the spiritual climate of Rhode Island, one person, one community at a time. And this is why we are launching Hope Church South.